Think about your job, or maybe just work in general. For many people, it feels like putting in the hours, doing tasks that might be boring or difficult, pushing through because you have to. It's often a source of stress, tiredness, maybe even dread on Sunday nights. It just feels like work. Now picture someone else, someone who seems genuinely excited by what they do. They talk about their projects with passion. They spend extra hours on it, not because they have to, but because they want to. They are solving tough problems, building complex things, creating beauty or utility. And to you, watching them, it looks incredibly impressive, maybe even a little mysterious. How do they do it? It seems like effortless genius. It seems like anything but work as you know it. What is the deep difference between these two experiences? Is it simply being smarter, having more luck, or inheriting some special talent that others don't have? There might be a piece of truth in those things, but there's a much more powerful force at play, a principle that can fundamentally change how you approach your life and your career. There's a truly insightful idea from a modern thinker named Naval Ravikant that can completely transform your understanding of success and fulfillment. He puts it like this: building specific knowledge will feel like play to you, but will look like work to others. Welcome back. Today we are going to explore this quote in detail because it holds a key, not just to making a living, but to building a life where what you do best also feels the most engaging and rewarding. This isn't just a clever phrase. It's a lens through which to see your own potential and the value you can offer the world. It's about finding that unique overlap between what you love doing and what others find difficult. Over the next few minutes, we will deeply explore what this specific knowledge really means, understand why this feeling of play is such a powerful signal, learn how to spot your own hidden, specific knowledge, and discuss practical ways to build upon it and use it to create amazing things in the world. If you've ever felt unsure about your path, tired of the daily grind, or wondered how some people make success look so easy, stay with me. Finding your play might be the most important thing you ever do for your future. So let's really dig into this idea of specific knowledge. What is it exactly? It's definitely not the kind of knowledge you gain from sitting in a standard classroom or completing a typical online course where everyone learns the same thing in the same way. You can't usually get a widely recognized degree specifically in this. It's not about memorizing facts or following step-by-step instructions that anyone can pick up easily with a bit of training. Instead, specific knowledge is deeply connected to your individual makeup. It often lives at the meeting point of your natural abilities, the things you're truly interested in, and what you learn through real-world experience and just trying things out. It tends to be very hands-on, intuitive, and often involves creating or figuring out complex systems or ideas. Think about it this way. It's the kind of understanding you build because you're fascinated, not just because you were told to learn it. Let's go back to that example of young Rohan. He wasn't glued to video games like his friends. His mind was captivated by how websites actually work behind the scenes. He would spend hours completely lost, experimenting with code, changing things, breaking them, fixing them. To his friends, this looked like incredibly boring, difficult work. They saw lines of strange text and complex rules. But for Rohan, it felt like building with a new kind of Lego, a puzzle that was endlessly engaging. He wasn't studying, he was playing. As he grew up, that deep, playful exploration turned into a powerful ability to understand and build complex software that others found incredibly hard. That play felt easy to him, but the complex coding he does now looks incredibly difficult to most people. That specific knowledge, built from his inner drive to just play with code. Or think about Sarah again, the one who loved organizing her book collection. While others dreaded cleaning their rooms, she was happily lost in creating intricate systems for her books, finding a quiet joy in order and categories. This wasn't a chore, it was a game of structure. That natural tendency towards organizing and finding patterns, this specific kind of interest that felt like play to her, became the foundation for her success in data science, where bringing order and finding meaning in complex information is the core task. What felt like an easy, enjoyable activity for her looks like daunting, tedious work for someone who doesn't have that built-in inclination towards order. The truly magical part of specific knowledge is that, to you, the process of gaining it, practicing it, and using it feels like play. You get so absorbed that time seems to melt away. You enter a state of flow where the challenge perfectly matches your ability and the activity itself is its own reward. It doesn't feel like draining effort. It feels natural, stimulating, and deeply satisfying. Your brain seems wired to enjoy this particular type of problem or creation. But, and this is where the value comes in, to others, to the vast majority of people who don't share your specific mix of interests and abilities, what you're doing looks like genuinely hard work. They see the complexity, the years of effort, the times you failed and had to figure it out, the deep focus required. They don't feel the internal reward or the flow state you experience. They see the result of your dedicated play and perceive it as intense, difficult work. Your effortless engagement looks like their painstaking labor. Why is understanding this difference so incredibly important for building a successful and fulfilling life? Because specific knowledge is highly valuable in the world we live in today. It's not something that can be easily copied by computers or robots, at least not yet. Your unique way of thinking, creating, or solving problems is difficult for a machine to copy. It's also hard to just hire someone else cheaply. It requires that personal intuition and deep understanding that comes from years of genuine engagement. If something feels like play to you, you will naturally spend more time on it. You will be more curious, more willing to experiment, more likely to push through difficult parts, and you'll learn much, much faster than someone who is just doing it because it's a job requirement. You gain mastery not through forced discipline, but through joyful immersion. This gives you a significant advantage, a less crowded space where your unique skills are in demand. You're not just competing on generic skills that anyone can learn, you're using your personal alignment to create unique value. So how do you find your specific knowledge? It's probably not waiting for you in a job listing or a university course catalog. It's already inside you, woven into your personality and your past experiences, often hiding in plain sight because it feels too easy or too normal to you. It feels effortless, so you might dismiss it as not a real skill. It's time to look inward with genuine curiosity. Ask yourself some honest questions. What did you absolutely love doing for hours as a child or teenager without anyone making you or even asking you to? What subjects or topics do you find yourself drawn to reading about, watching videos about, or listening to podcasts about just because you're interested, even if it has nothing to do with your job? What kinds of problems, whether big or small, do you instinctively try to solve when you see them? What do your friends, family, or even colleagues naturally come to you for help with? What are you the go-to person for? What tasks that others complain about actually feel relatively easy or even enjoyable for you? And think about where your different interests might overlap. Maybe you love art and you're fascinated by how businesses work. Maybe you're deeply interested in history and you love explaining complex ideas simply. That intersection is often where truly unique, specific knowledge lies, combining different areas that feel like play to you into something new and valuable. Your natural inclinations, your hobbies, the things you find endlessly fascinating, these are all clues. Follow that feeling of effortless curiosity. It's your inner compass pointing towards your specific knowledge. Finding this spark is the first exciting step, but building upon it is crucial. This is where dedication comes in, but remember, it doesn't have to feel like a chore if it's aligned with your play. You build specific knowledge through deep practice, by experimenting and trying new things, by learning continuously because the subject itself pulls you forward. You learn by doing, by failing and figuring out why, by constantly exploring the edges of your understanding. Because it feels like play, you're more likely to put in the deliberate hours required for true mastery without feeling burned out. Then comes the part about using this built knowledge to create something significant. Naval talks a lot about leverage. Think of them as tools that multiply your effort. Your specific knowledge becomes incredibly powerful when you apply it using these tools. Maybe it's using code to build software that reaches many people. Maybe it's using media, like writing or making videos, to share your unique perspective widely. Maybe it's using your understanding to make smart decisions with money or resources. Or maybe it's using your ability to understand and connect with people to build and lead effective teams. Your specific knowledge makes your use of leverage effective and unique, allowing you to create value in a way that few others can. Now, as you think about this, you might have some doubts, and that's completely normal. Many people feel this way. Maybe you're thinking, I honestly don't think I have any specific knowledge. Please believe me, you almost certainly do. You just haven't recognized it yet, precisely because it feels too easy or too normal to you. Look harder at what you do without thinking, what you enjoy doing, what others struggle with but comes naturally to you. Or perhaps your doubt is, my play doesn't seem valuable. Like my fascination with obscure historical facts, or my obsession with perfecting a specific cooking technique. It's true that the raw interest might not seem valuable on its own, but value is almost always created by taking that unique, deep knowledge and finding a way to apply it to help, entertain, or inform others. That history fascination, combined with a talent for storytelling, could make you a compelling writer or podcaster. That cooking technique obsession, combined with a knack for teaching, could lead to popular online courses or a unique food business. It's about finding the right combination and the right application. Another common thought is, I'm already in a job that feels like work, and I don't see how my play fits in. It's perfectly okay to start where you are. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You can begin exploring your genuine interests in your free time. Dedicate evenings or weekends to following that thread of curiosity. See where it leads. Can you find ways to bring elements of your play into your current role, making it more engaging? Or perhaps this exploration will gradually reveal a new path, a side project that grows, or a different direction you want to move in over time. Finding and building specific knowledge is often a gradual journey, not a sudden leap. Be patient and persistent with your curiosity. So let's come back to Naval Ravikant's powerful idea. Building specific knowledge will feel like play to you, but will look like work to others. This is more than just a description of a fortunate few. It's an invitation to everyone to look inward, to find that unique intersection of what feels like effortless exploration to you and what is genuinely valuable to the world. Find what that is for you. Cultivate it with the joyful dedication that comes from natural interest. Find ways to apply it and leverage it to solve problems or create beauty for others. That is your unique path to building a career and indeed a life that feels less like a never-ending task and a lot more like meaningful, engaging play. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this principle. What feels like play to you that perhaps looks like hard work to others? Share your insights, examples, or questions in the comments below. Let's build a community around discovering and celebrating our specific knowledge. If this video made you think, if it gave you a new perspective, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps this message reach more people. And if you want to continue exploring ideas like this, about finding your path, building value, and creating a life of purpose, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Go find your play, trust that feeling, and start building something truly amazing. See you next time.